Like that air down.
I mean, that was gangster.
That was pretty good.
That was gangster.
Pretty good, not gonna lie. Alrighty, my friends. Well, excuse Shania Twain on the radio here at the gas pump first thing this morning. But anyway, guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see, we are in the Peterbilt this morning, which I could not be more pumped about. So, quick story before we get into today's video. Wrenchworks giveaway number 9. Gotta hit you with a shameless plug coming at you. I don't know when this video is gonna go up, but Friday, November 11th, probably only maybe a few days away at this point. You mark your calendars down, get ready, boys, because it is going to be the biggest, the baddest giveaway. Someone's Christmas is going to be insane. So anyway, mark that down. Still early. Anyway, we got the Peterbilt. So my man Brian from 4 State Trucks, you guys know that they've been helping us with the Peterbilt, calls me up and we're talking, we're shooting the crap, and I'm telling him, like, man, I just haven't had time to get the interior in the Peterbilt. I need someone to help me with the sound system. It's been a while. We've been so crazy busy that we haven't been able to even focus on the Peterbilt at all. He's like, well, I have some guys, I'm going to meet them for something for me. They're actually pretty close to you, so why don't you come bring the truck? Why don't we look at it? Maybe they can help out. So that's where the day is kind of starting. We're going to meet up with these guys and meet Brian from 4 State Trucks and kind of have like a Peterbilt kind of day. We're going to look at the truck. We're going to see if they can't maybe help us accomplish getting this thing to the next level on the inside with the whole big picture, right? So we got the interior over here on the trailer. I'm not sure. I truthfully do not know where today is going to go as far as truck and all that, but we're going to take a look at it and we're going to go from there. So, got a little bit of a drive, but we're headed to Davis Brother Designs right over the border in Indiana. So, not too far from us in Bowling Green, but yeah, it's where the day starts. Always a good day. I mean, haven't driven this thing in a while, you know, just first thing in the morning, you know.
Getting all cowboyed up.
Cowboyed up, you know what I mean? I didn't bring my cowboy hat. I do have my official boots though on, you know what I mean? You can't be truck driving without no boots on, but I mean, come on. Yeah, we're about to spend way too much money on fuel and get this day started. Alrighty, my friends, well, we are ready for a great day here. As you can see, we have made it to Davis Brother Designs here. We are gonna meet with these guys, check out what they got going on here, maybe do a little tour, but ultimately get a game plan for the truck, see if they can't help us out, wrap up the interior, some of the lighting, some of the stereo, and kind of put the inside of the truck together in a complete package. So super pumped. Let's go meet these guys. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Brian? Dawson. I'm sorry, yeah, Dawson, Brian. Yeah, this is Tom Davis.
Dawson. Good to meet you. this is the first building we built, and I never thought we'd build another. In fact, our grandpa out there about where that flagpole is had a little melon stand, and there was have melons, melon farm here. But
Okay.
so when we got into the trucking side of it, it's why it's RK. People ask all the time, why is it RK Transport? It's Davis Brothers. So RK we purchased, and it was Roy and Kevin was the guys' names. Well, Roy ended up being a great friend of ours when our dad passed away, and so he sold us our first trucks.
Okay.
When we built this, I thought this is it. We'll never build another building. How would we ever need all this?
Yeah.
Person that keeps going.
Yeah.
So over time, this is supposed to be a commercial trucking business. We got into the customizing trucks, kind of a bucket list thing. Our dad died young, and we wanted to build a truck, kind of a bucket list deal. So we did, and got the bug. We had a yard barn inside here we were painting inside of, and so finally we had a painter come along and ask about, go and work full time. That's when we started talking about doing that.
Right.
And then luckily, that's how we got Mr. Brooks Martin here too.
Okay.
And through the paint side, but
Gotcha.
this through the period over the course of our career, the biggest part of our business is commercial trucking.
Okay. I was gonna ask about all the trailers and stuff over there.
So the biggest part of our business is commercial trucking, and we run with our lease trucks about 50 trucks.
Okay.
And so over a period of time, this building got to where it was just packed with customizing trucks, and we couldn't work on our own trucks.
Gotcha.
So then we started adding buildings, and this is finally back to basically our commercial trucking.
Okay.
This is where we work on them, and then our offices here.
Oh, okay. So the customizing thing is more of an add-on.
So the customizing thing basically I always talk to people about passion, and so everything we do, you could have passion to be successful at it, and really that's where it started. Just doing our own stuff, and then people liked it.
Yeah.
So you start doing a little more.
Yeah.
It just kind of grew, and now we're doing what we're doing, and it's an important part of our business today. But that's not where it started,
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
yeah. We built this building second. This is our paint booth.
Okay.
It was kind of the farm boy thing. I thought we could outsmart the system. And half of this building, half of it was going to be the paint booth. So they obviously prepped and everything on this side.
Right.
The booth itself, once you step back here, the booth itself, we can see over here, but we were going to, the thought was this room was going to be,
Just do the whole room.
well then we was learning little things like, airflow, lighting, and so you start pricing it versus a real booth.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know how the booths work, whether it's a downdraft to the center or side.
Yep.
I don't know if Brooks would agree with this, and he's the guy that would know way more about it than anybody. To me, I love this system even more in my thoughts than a center downdraft because of the way it works.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Sure. I prefer the downside draft over a true downdraft.
Because it's not pulling it to it, you know what I mean? It's not pulling it back in.
for big trucks especially.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it works good for us. Now the people that had to install this was not excited about they had to fit it in there, but they did it.
One of those, how was it do it? Like just shut up and do it, you'll do it.
They did it.
Yeah.
So when we built this building, it was going to be our farming trucks we want to mess with.
Right.
It's kind of it's changed again, and now we're over there.
Gotcha.
So we went back to more. This body shop has grown enough that it took part of this over, and then we do powder coating as well.
Okay.
So this is an example of a customer that had a truck. They bought this truck used and wanted it cleaned up and painted up a little bit. So we do that as well.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Most of the powder coating we do is not for the trucking business.
Industrial stuff.
Yeah, this is obviously big pieces, and we don't always get these big pieces, but we'll coat them here, and then we've got a 30-foot oven here. We got a little oven and a big oven.
That is.
So it's,
That's big.
And I didn't know when we started talking about this, they couldn't find an oven. Even Evansville's the biggest town close to us. I guess anybody's got a 30-foot oven there, which surprises me. But I said I still want to give people a good value, but if we've got the biggest oven here, we might keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Not much to see. Now this is a Ford, it's not a Dodge.
Yeah, that's all right. Your brother's already, you know, that's the ongoing joke everywhere I go. It's like,
No, it's like I told you, that Dodge is a great truck with that engine.
okay, the engines are great, but wow, look at that thing.
So I found it over at the fire department in Grayville where we were. They had it on bid. It was our brush truck, had no rust, but the transmission was out of it. And I thought there's no way I'm gonna get this thing. And so I bid like $2,100, it's a sealed bid deal. And I thought one of the homeboys is gonna get it. I don't have a chance at it. And they called me back the next day and said, hey, you got it.
$2,100.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was red, of course, and we've painted it. We've got repowered power stroke and went through everything down below. And then we're down to kind of interior and just a little bit of the trim.
Yeah, wow. Worth a couple more zeros on it now these days.
It is unbelievable.
They're wild. People are just paying for old, man. They want new old.
So this was the one we started with when my dad died. This was one of the first ones at any kind of big level that we did. But I've got a picture of this truck. We showed it the first year, and I went to Brian Martin's show. Had a black copper bottom on it with stereo equipment under it. The battery's dead, or I could show you. This one's got the stereo lifts up out of the frame in the back.
Wow.
But we didn't have the engine done. So we was gonna show it the next year. Brian goes, if we're gonna show this thing at that level, we've got to do the engine. I went on vacation, came back. He didn't even unhook the trailer. The engine's on the floor, and he's still hooked to the trailer.
Isn't that how it works? Like,
Yep.
wow. That's wild.
It's a dirty, dirty mess, but
Wow. That is wild. Look at that. That's good. Oh my gosh, if that's not the truest thing ever.
well, I've been to shows that people said, now is it eating money or blowing money? I said, does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Answer's yes.
Yeah.
Answer's yes.
There was some cool stuff we did on this old grill. We need to get it out. We showed it in SEMA. We took it to SEMA. It was the last time it really showed anywhere. But it's had some cool stuff for the day. We've got a real tile floor in it.
Oh wow. So that actually holds up bouncing down the road, I guess.
It has on this, keep in mind, this thing hasn't done much, but I don't know why it wouldn't, because the way it's laid, it's straight, and there's nothing mounted to it. Everything's bushed to where it's pulled down on bushings. But this piece, okay, is what telescopes up, and it's got a TV screen on both sides and speakers. And it was more done on one of them deals where we went to show, and people had sleeper trucks with stereos. It was like, man, I wish we could have a stereo. And they was like, you can't have a stereo in the day cab. I'm like, oh hell. So then we went and destroyed this truck. We took the cross members out of it, and we'd have to do a lot of things to actually use it. And we've been talking about taking this truck apart, and we've got an old red truck. It's the same pedigree. We could take this engine out of it, put it in it, and we'd be a long way toward building a show truck.
Right.
And put that engine in here, and it'd be one hell of a farm truck. But just kind of get it used, because otherwise, you know, it's cool, but it just sits here and rots down.
How cool is it sitting? You know, yeah. Exactly.
People ask what we do. We do a lot of things. We always say we're farmers, because that's really what we are at the core.
Yeah.
But again, it's not
everything.
No, the trucking's a monster, but it's also the toughest to keep up with.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we've seen this thing. I videoed the crap out of this thing.
Look across.
Oh, really?
The front of
Which
this
one?
here, and there's a port
This.
on this side.
I mean, where? Which show?
He might have gone to semi-casual show.
He was at semi-casual. Were you guys down at semi-casual this year? Yeah, he was there. He won best interior with us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where I filmed it at.
Holy smokes.
There we go. That was it.
I definitely brightened it up in there.
Yeah, I think I remember because the rings around the actual amps is something that I've never seen.
I like how they're hidden too. You can't tell when they're turned off that it has like that behind it.
That is really slick.
Look at that up there.
And see, that's similar to the piece that Brooks and I were talking to you about putting in the back of the Peterbilt. It was just a little bit different.
Right.
And the subs, and then a bunch of other 600
they just
1.4s.
rattle out?
Literally.
Oh, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Hey, Casey, do you care if I turn on the stereo if I can get it linked up? The battery voltage is about 10.9 volts.
I was about to say it got a little heavy on that bass hit.
I was about to say, Daw's about to bust down right there. You leave that one right
Put
on.
some golf on there.
Yeah.
I was about to go in, honestly. I'll start shaking some ass for real. Hey, could you play F and F, please?
Yeah. You know, it's a DJ. It's like at a truck or DJ. Pick one.
Those amps will play like with no voltage. I just bumped it down to 9.6. I got a voltmeter right here that I put in it. And it was like, but it's amazing. This thing was built in 17.
Yeah.
5 years old, and it's been through a lot of people and a lot of partying at truck shows. You can look and see the subs and the carpet and everything in here. And it sounds way different in here.
My friends, well, a very, very successful day at Davis Brothers going over the Peterbilt. I could not be more excited. So we are going to probably end up going back with the Peterbilt to drop that off and kind of work with those guys to get the interior and the stereo kind of squared away. We came up with a game plan. We do have one big trip in store for the Peterbilt you guys are not going to want to miss, but after that we're going to bring the truck back and we'll kind of go over some of that other stuff. But those guys are awesome. We hit it off, had a super great time there checking out everything that those guys have done, accomplished, kind of getting a background story on them. Again, had never met them. Huge thanks to Brian at 4 States for kind of introducing us and kind of all working together. So between 4 States and Davis Brothers, we are going to have one bad ride behind us. So I'm super pumped. I'm super thankful. Just a great day meeting great people. They got a lot of really cool things going on as far as customizing trucks and doing it at a very high level. So they are more than capable of kind of completing the picture that's up here and doing what they do as far as all of that, kind of connecting the dots, so to say, between my brain, what I see, and kind of what works with this truck and everything. So I'm super pumped to work with them and actually finally have the Peterbilt be nice on the inside. Some of the stereo stuff that those guys have done is absolutely crazy. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Make sure you guys give the video a big thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Like I said, we got a big trip planned for the Peterbilt, picking up something that might go behind it, but we'll have to stay tuned for that. Last but not least, guys, Wrenchworks giveaway number 9 dropping this Friday, the 11th. Don't forget it. Mark it down. We'll see you guys then. Have a good night.